I want to talk to y'all about a little thing that I'm starting, Liaison Communications. We live in a crazy world. You would think, with our Star Trek level of technology and access to every bit of information ever, that all of our society's problems would be solved because we would know the most up-to-date and widely accepted approaches to the questions we ask and the problems we face. Does it seem like that's the case? With this newly widely accessible, extremely polarized, and sometimes questionable fray of information we have at our fingertips 24/7, it seems like people are more confused than ever. But some of us, however, such as myself, look to a savior in the form of a method of reasoning that took us from the dark ages, letting blood for illnesses and sacrificing people to make sure it rains and stuff, literally to the moon. Science. But most of us, including those who are college educated and support the expert opinions on climate change, vaccination, or how we'll meet the growing food and energy demands in the next century, have never received more than the 12 years of history of science courses that most of us got in middle and high school, where you just pretty much learn about really famous science that people did 100 years ago. Real science is personally asking questions that don't have answers, collecting data and writing it up and then publishing it after all the other really smart people look at it and make sure you didn't cheat and make anything up. Anyways, I digress. I see a gaping hole in the information distribution architecture in society. See, there's a group of experts that spend their entire life devoted to a set of problems in a sub field of diet or climate or mental health. However, they're really busy writing papers and writing grants and trying to get tenure, and then there's the rest of us, left desperately trying to make sense of the world around us. We fill that void with rhetoric from politicians, cultural figureheads, and other media sources who may be trying their best but got that same history of science education that we got, or worse, may have their own agendas. There are some organizations that are devoted to science communication, but gosh darn, either they're not very scientific, or they would bore the average person to tears. This is the gap that Liaison hopes to occupy. Liaison will be a syndicate of shows, writing, and other media devoted to promoting science literacy and building trust between scientists and the greater population. Next week, I'll introduce to you my very first show, Test Table, your guide to empirically approaching hotly contested issues in society. If you've always wanted to produce a series or blog that will promote science literacy, please drop me an email at liaison@gmail.com. If you live in New York, you can use my studio and bake this beautiful baby together with me. If you don't, we have a nice thing called the internet. Until next week, this is Liaison. Think better.